All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Chris Sussman, otherwise known as the Barbecue Buddha. And today we were supposed to be making paella on the big green egg. Last Christmas, my daughter got me a brand new paella pan. I've made paella several times before, but I didn't have a paella pan, so I just sort of jerry-rigged it. I was really excited this week when I had on my calendar, my menu calendar for these videos, paella, because I was going to use that brand new pan. I was going to teach myself something new about cooking paella. I was going to hopefully teach you something. But guess what? Due to this COVID-19 virus and the lockdown, all the local grocery stores are having a difficult time keeping fresh seafood in stock. I've always wanted to redo my lamb shawarma recipe. Shawarma is literally thin slices of meat stacked on a spit, slowly roasted rotisserie style, and then you shave it off and put it on this sandwich. You can have chicken shawarma, you can have lamb shawarma, but today we're gonna be making lamb. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna thinly slice this lamb up. We're gonna mix it with these aromatics in this delicious marinade that sits overnight, and we're gonna cook up some lamb shawarma on a pit tomorrow. I don't have a rotisserie for the big green egg, but I do have this really cool thing called the Trompo King. My man Noah has built this device. It acts as a spit. We're gonna put all the meat on here tomorrow. We're gonna let this roast away in the big green egg, and you are going to see how this turns out when we make a beautiful shawarma sandwich. Now, if you don't have a Trompo King, don't worry, you could jerry-rig something. You might have a rotisserie out there. Some people in the Kamado Joe world have this Joe-tisserie. You could use that. You could also build a homemade rotisserie by getting a pan, a baking pan, and putting an onion or a thick slice of a pineapple and some skewers in the middle, and you could layer your meat like that. If you have the opportunity to get a Trompo King, please do it. It's worth its weight in gold for cooks like this. So I'm gonna go ahead right now and get the marinade going, and then we're gonna slice up this lamb. We're gonna let this sit overnight, and we are going to have ourselves some delicious lamb shawarma. For the prep, what you're gonna need is a knife to do all the mise en place. The prep and the ingredients are very easy. You're gonna need a blender because we're gonna blend this all together. And then you need that same sharp knife to help slice the lamb very thinly. We are now going to make the marinade for this lamb shawarma. So the very first thing we're gonna put in is some olive oil, some extra virgin olive oil. Now we're gonna put in some lemon juice. Fresh lemon juice. I took one shallot, a medium shallot, quartered it, putting it in there whole. We're gonna get that mixed in with this. Lots of garlic. Lots of fresh, delicious garlic. And finally, I've got a spice mixture here: paprika, cumin, oregano, cardamom, and the chili pepper. So we're gonna pour that in, place the lid on the mixer, and that's it. We're gonna turn it on and get her going. I'm gonna put this to the side. All right, so I've got this boneless leg of lamb out of the packaging. We are going to just slice it very thinly. You can see where they took the bone out right down the middle. I'm just gonna separate that piece to make it easier to slice, and I'm gonna do the best I can to just slice this evenly, so we have nice thin pieces, all right? And that's it. You can see that I have cut all the lamb into thin slices, thin-ish slices. We're gonna season this with the marinade. We're gonna let this sit overnight in this Cambro container. Let's work that marinade out of the blender and into the lamb. It smells so good. Work all this into the lamb. think I should probably do a teeny bit of salt and pepper. I'm gonna do a good couple of pinches of salt, probably a tablespoon, if I had to guess, and then 1 pinch of the black pepper. All right, everybody, we're back. It's the next day. It's exciting. Here we go. We have marinated this lamb overnight in this Cambro pan with all of that super delicious marinade with the garlic, the lemon juice, the cardamom, the cumin. This is gonna be delicious eating, but we're not there yet. First, we gotta skewer all of this meat. Present to you this tower of complete deliciousness. Now I'm gonna do a couple other things. Take a little olive oil and just drizzle it down the top of this thing. Give a little extra oil and fat to help cook. Next thing I'll do is I'll add a little beef stock to the base of this. Again, as the drippings start to fall and meld with that garlic and the aromatics, it'll go into the beef stock and hopefully it'll create a nice jus that we could go and baste this lamb shawarma with as we cook. So stay tuned. I'm gonna fire up the big green egg. You all could come out there and watch how I'm gonna set it up. We're gonna cook this indirect at about 350, 400 degrees. I suspect it'll be about 30, 40 minutes for this to be done. For this cook, we're simply gonna put the convector right in the big green egg. For indirect grilling, we're gonna roast this lamb and place the grill grate in. We're gonna stick that Trompo King right in the middle here so that lamb slowly roasts the entire time. We'll check back in about 10 minutes and this thing should be 350, 400 degrees. All right, everybody, it's been about 10 minutes. The shawarma is prepped. As a reminder, I've got the top vent open about halfway. It's right at about 350 degrees, a little higher, that's okay. And the bottom vent is set halfway. We're waiting to put this big stack on the big green egg. That lamb is sitting there coming up to room temperature. But while that's gonna be cooking, we're gonna make some traditional garnish for this shawarma sandwich. The very first thing is the barbecue Buddha, super simple, quick pickle. I love quick pickled red onions. We're gonna slice them really fast for you to see how I do it. Just a simple quick pickle to give a little brightness and pop of acidity when you're eating that sandwich. Then I'm gonna make a classic creamy tahini dressing that's gonna go on the sandwich. So all of this will come together to make one fantastic shawarma-licious experience. And we're gonna put the thin slices of the red onion inside a strainer. I have a strainer right here and you'll see why in just a second. Threw in all of these slices into the strainer, leaving it in the bowl, and now here's the secret to getting really bright, vibrant, quick pickled onions, and you're gonna see that color and also that texture. It's a really great hack. I have a small pot of boiling water. I'm gonna move it very gently, set it to the side, and I'm gonna pour the boiling water all over these red onions. And they're just gonna steep in that boiling water for just a second. Take those out. Take that boiling water. Get rid of it. Let the onions sit there. Now we've got the onions, we're gonna put those in the bowl. So we've got the apple cider vinegar, equal parts sugar and salt. I'm gonna put that in, give that a quick whisk, and we're gonna make sure that we dissolve all of this salt and sugar into the vinegar mixture. Once that's done, you can see that's run clear. Then I pour that over the onions. And ladies and gentlemen, you've got the barbecue Buddha's quick pickled onions. I'm gonna let that sit to the side for a little bit. You can refrigerate these for up to 2 weeks. It's an excellent side dish. You can add aromatics in there like dried chili peppers or garlic or even cinnamon, something in there that will infuse with that quick pickling juice. So I'm just gonna leave this as is because I want the pickled onion flavor to pop through. We've got enough garlic and aromatics in the lamb mixture. I just want some acidity and some onion flavor on the sandwich. Now we're gonna make an easy, creamy tahini dressing. Tahini is the base of hummus. It's a ground sesame paste. Think of what peanut butter is to peanuts. Tahini is to sesame seeds. It's very oily, oleaginous, and it has a lot of umami. It's just a neutral, oily flavor. So the very first thing, just like I talked about, we're gonna add in some tahini. The stuff is very thick, so go slowly. Next up is mayonnaise, just regular old Duke's mayonnaise. The creamier the better. Plunk that right in. Now the lemon juice. And finally, delicious, fresh, minced garlic. Plunk that in there. Now I'm just gonna use a hand blender and mix this all together. Tahini paste is very thick, very stubborn. And that's it. Let's give it a little taste. Creamy, lemony, garlic. It's almost like hummus. In fact, it's very close to hummus with just a little extra creaminess of the mayonnaise. This is all gonna come together in a cacophony of shawarma deliciousness in our mouth. This is gonna be a good sandwich. We're back. It's been about 45 minutes. And look at this tower of just pure deliciousness. This lamb shawarma just looks so good. The pan drippings, you've seen me baste it throughout the cook. Nice and slow roasted, just high enough heat so you get the crispy bits all around. You get all this deliciousness. I mixed, remember, little beef stock at the bottom, little olive oil, some garlic that has fallen, and then all of the fat that rendered from the lamb as it cooked. We're still in the middle of that pandemic. I tried to get regular flatbread, I couldn't. I got this flatbread that's probably not gonna fold up, so it's not gonna look so much like a shawarma, so we're just gonna slice this bread and eat it flatbread style. I've got that beautiful creamy tahini sauce. It's gonna go on top, and then let's not forget about my quick pickled onions. So let's just first, I'm gonna cut the bread in little triangles, so we do like a flatbread style here. All right. And now we're gonna place this to the side, and we are just going to start slicing. Look at that juicy lamb. Oh my goodness. Looks so good. We'll turn it a little bit to the side so you all can continue seeing the slicing. All of that lamb is falling down in the drippings and the beef stock. Not sure about you guys, but I'm just gonna try a little bit of this lamb, just a little bit. I'm gonna get some of that pan drippings and just brush it across. Sprinkle some salt right on top of that beautiful grilled lamb. All right, everybody, so I've got my flatbread. It's not very twisty, so I'm not gonna be able to get around the sandwich. Also earlier, the way I fixed, remember that tahini sauce was a little clumpy. I just added about 2 tablespoons of warm water and that thinned it out. So the sauce is much less clumpy than it was before. So let me spread a little of that sauce. Let's get some of this lamb. Look at that. Let's get some of these quick pickled onions and a little extra squeeze of lemon. Let's get a big bite of this and see how this shawarma deliciousness turned out. All right, so we just finished another session of the Barbecue Buddha's lamb shawarma recipe. Why did I do it again? Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and what I had planned this week, the paella, which I have never done for a blog post or a YouTube video, I couldn't get the ingredients for that. So I forged ahead. When Mrs. Buddha went to Costco this week, she was able to find this beautiful boneless leg of lamb, which was one more curveball because I was gonna do shawarma style lamb chops. So this was a whole improvised episode of the Barbecue Buddha's YouTube. I know that I have a blog post out there about this recipe already. I know there's a video of this that Big Green Egg shot with me last year. I wanted to make sure that you had new content from me this week because that's been my commitment. All right, if you all like what you saw here today, please hit subscribe. The subscribe button is gonna be right over here to my left. Leave me a comment below, and until we eat again, cook something good for me. Thanks everybody, have a great day.